In the quiet moment before dawn breaks, when the world is still deciding whether to wake up or remain asleep, imagine a voice whispering truths so old yet so powerful they can reshape the course of your entire life. And before we dive into these life-changing lessons, make sure you subscribe so you never miss another story that sharpens your mind and strengthens your soul, because what you're about to hear may shift how you walk through every single day. Proverbs explained. 40 powerful lessons to live by every day begins in a small, humble village where an elder named Arion was known as the keeper of wisdom, a man who collected proverbs like rare gems and treated every one of them as a doorway to deeper understanding. And on one crisp morning, he gathered the village youth and travelers around him to share the 40 truths that had guided his 80-year journey through love, loss, success, failure, betrayal, forgiveness, and the ever-changing tides of fate. And as he spoke, his voice carried the weight of storms survived and blessings earned. A calm sea never made a skilled sailor, he began, reminding them that struggle is not a punishment but a training ground, and every hardship, no matter how painful, is forging a strength you'll need later, because ease never births greatness. A stitch in time saves 9, he continued, urging them to fix small problems before they grow fangs, for procrastination devours joy faster than any enemy. Arion leaned closer, whispering, "Where there is smoke, there is fire," teaching them to trust patterns, trust instincts, trust the warning signs that life places deliberately for protection. He pointed to the rising sun and said, "The darkest hour is just before dawn," a promise that no matter how impossible life feels, no night lasts forever. "Don't count your chickens before they hatch," he advised a young boy eager for wealth, stressing that expectations without foundation are illusions waiting to shatter. Then he told them, "Slow and steady wins the race," not to dim their ambition, but to remind them that consistency will outrun talent when talent stops trying. "Actions speak louder than words," he said sharply, his eyes scanning the crowd, a lesson urging them to judge character not by speeches, but by patterns, because true integrity requires no announcement. "Look before you leap," he added, teaching the value of pause, planning, and foresight in a world that rewards recklessness with regret. Arion lifted a smooth stone and said, "People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones," a proverb of humility, reminding them to soften their judgment and remember their own flaws. "You reap what you sow," he continued, a principle older than civilization itself, proving that life always pays back what you invest, whether kindness or cruelty. He smiled gently and said, "All that glitters is not gold," a warning that appearances seduce, but reality reveals truth slowly. Then he whispered, "Honesty is the best policy, because lies demand maintenance, but truth stands alone unshaken. You can't pour from an empty cup," he added, urging them to rest, recharge, and protect their peace, so they could serve others from fullness rather than exhaustion. "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step," he reminded them, dissolving their fear of starting by shrinking the impossible into the possible. "Every cloud has a silver lining," he said, touching the shoulder of a girl who recently lost her father, reminding her that pain often hides blessings for the patient-hearted. Arion chuckled and said, "Too many cooks spoil the broth," teaching them that chaos comes from crowds without coordination. "Two wrongs don't make a right," he added firmly, declaring that revenge is a fire that burns both the guilty and the innocent. Then he said, "You can't judge a book by its cover," a plea for empathy, understanding, and deeper vision. "When one door closes, another opens," he spoke softly, reminding them that rejection often redirects you to where you belonged all along. He continued, "The pen is mightier than the sword," proving that ideas and words outlive violence. "Birds of a feather flock together," he added, urging them to choose their company wisely, because character is contagious. "The early bird catches the worm," he advised, highlighting the power of initiative. "Knowledge is power," he added, insisting that learning is the only treasure thieves cannot steal. "Practice makes perfect," he continued, lifting a wooden staff, explaining that mastery requires repetition, not wishing. "Silence is golden," he whispered, reminding them that not every truth needs a voice, not every battle needs a response. Patience is a virtue, he said, teaching them that waiting with grace creates better outcomes than rushing with fear. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, he added, telling them to release the burden of trying to control others. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He laughed, showing that unnecessary tinkering often destroys what works. Time heals all wounds, he said softly, a reminder that today's pain will not be tomorrow's story. Better late than never, he added for those afraid of being behind, teaching them that arrival matters more than timing. Fortune favors the bold, he declared, pushing them to seize opportunities with courage. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, he added, telling them that those who speak up often find solutions sooner. You are what you eat, he said, pointing out the connection between discipline and wellness. It takes two to tango, he added, reminding them that conflict and harmony both require participation from more than one person. Rome wasn't built in a day, he continued, urging them to trust the long process of constructing something meaningful. Charity begins at home, he said, teaching that kindness must start with the people closest to you. Necessity is the mother of invention, he added, showing them that pressure often breeds creativity. Misery loves company, he warned, teaching them to avoid people who drain joy. Finally, Arion ended with, hope is the pillar of the world, teaching that as long as hope breathes, the heart continues forward. And when he finished, the villagers felt as if they had been handed a map for living, a compass for decisions, and a lantern for dark moments. And he told them, carry these proverbs like armor, like wings, like medicine for the soul, because every day offers a chance to live wiser than yesterday. And now, before this wisdom fades into the noise of the world, tell me in the comments, from which part of the country are you watching this video?